Hello and welcome. Diaspora always play a critical role in driving an economy or reinventing an economy or sometimes reinvigorating an economy. Countries like China have benefited immensely from diaspora and investment from diaspora into the country and running into several billions of dollars every year. India too has benefited to some extent, but perhaps also not as much as China. To understand what the Chinese lessons are, I'm joined by Dr. Henry Wang, Director General and Vice Chairman of the Center for China and Globalization. Thank you very much, Dr. Wang, for joining us. And also, we'll maybe try and understand what are the commonalities between China and India, and maybe India can pick up a few themes. So first of all, I mean, I think everyone understands the headline numbers that, you know, you've had hundreds of billions of dollars coming in over the years from Chinese diaspora or Chinese, overseas Chinese as you call them. What is that nature of that investment? Where has it gone, and what are the trends that it's exhibited so far?
That's a good question. Actually, from now, last year, for example, China has a large number of students going abroad, like 400,000 just last year, and then had another 250,000 return to China. So since China opened up in 1978, there's about 2.5 million students went abroad. And if you talk about diaspora, overseas Chinese, probably there's about 8 million people migrated to the other countries since 1978. So they're actually very large. Plus, historically, China already has a lot of overseas Chinese. Total number is 45 million. I understand India is also have a very large overseas population, as about 25 million or something like that. And so they do play a lot of role in terms of attracting foreign investment. For example, according to the statistic of China, that 70% of foreign investment into China was somehow invested by or introduced by overseas Chinese. So diaspora play a lot of role there. And what's more important is in recent few years, there's more and more number of Chinese educated returned scholars or staffs coming back to China. Of course, they're not like GE or GM or Volkswagen or Microsoft and things like that, but they do actually play an enormous role in the Chinese high-tech sector. For example, the internet sector. There's many internet big giant established in China. Most of them funded by returned scholars, returnees. And also they are in the high-tech, in the biotech, in the education consultants, study abroad, you know, and also a lot of NGOs, think tanks, things like that, all funded by returnees. So they do play a role in all those areas.
So what are the kind of areas that they've been that you've seen more investment in, and more importantly, what does the government do specifically to incentivize returning Chinese or diaspora to invest in China?
Well, the sectors that encourage. For example, we've done a study, our think tank, Center for China and Globalization. We've done a study in the past. We found that the orders coming back, 70% are in the high-tech sector for those returnees on overseas educated returnees. Probably 20 years ago, you see more overseas diaspora coming back, setting up a manufacturing, you know, all those shoe factories or make all kind of light products and all those pharmaceutical, consumer products. But in the past 10 years, we see more and more coming back in the high-tech sector. For example, as I said, internet sectors, and then also telecom, and also management consulting, education consulting, setting up private schools, hospitals, think tanks, and NGOs. So those are the new sectors that.
And how does does the government do anything specific to encourage these forms of investment?
The government actually has played a lot of important roles. In the past, the government has been always encouraging people coming back. They have all kind of they have for example, Changjiang's scholar program, which aimed at the professors. They also have China has set up 150 returning entrepreneurial industrial parks to attract the returnees to work in different.
150.
150, yeah, returning science or technological industrial parks. For example, in Beijing, Zhongguancun Industrial Park has attracted over 10,000 returnees just in one big cities like Beijing. So China has 150 small, big ones like that, and so they attracted many entrepreneurs. And also they have, in the recent last 5 years, China launched the so-called 1,000 Talent Program. So aimed at the, tracking high level, very top level talents. And for example, that 1,000 talent program implemented for just 3 years, they attracted 3,300 at the central national level, but also at the provincial level, at the municipal level, there's about 30,000 has been attracted. So that kind of
so
program.
there's effort going on at the provincial level as well as at the federal level and the state.
Yeah, I think that's the characteristic of China, and that's what China does. Is of course they do at the central level, which set a good example. Policy framework and incentives has been well established, and so the provincial government and the municipal government follow the suit, and take the example, and then tracking at the different levels. So that's kind of a China strategy in terms of attracting talent. It's not like India. India is probably more universal benefit. For example, all the overseas Indians can apply overseas citizenship, or can apply people of Indian origin, and China hasn't got that. So there's still some obstacle for Chinese overseas. When they go back, they have to apply visas. They have to really, going through all the hassles. So that's what India is good at. But I think on the government side, China is really put a lot of policies that at a different level, different category for education, for entrepreneurs, for scientists, for people who come back to work. So those things working pretty well.
Right. So what are the challenges that you see in focusing on this particular, let's say, universe for investment? I mean, are there challenges, first of all, which countries should keep in mind while going ahead?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Countries like India and China, we have a large population, and we are actually the largest talent sending country in the world. For example, 3 years ago, China has overtaken India as the largest student sending country to the United States. Last year was about 200,000 Chinese students go to study in the United States. And then the challenge for China is that, particularly in the people in the STEM, science, technology, the engineering and math area, most of the students remain in the United States and Europe. I think probably the same true is for India. So that there's still a series of brain drain issue there. And so how to make this brain drain into a brain circulation, into a brain exchange, and how to make so-called in China sea turtles become a seagull. They can fly back and forth. They can really benefit both countries. That is the challenge I think we are yet to see. I think we now have the transportation is already very good. 10 hours distance. We have a virtual internet community that no matter where you are, you're always connected. So how to make people overseas, their ideas, their experience, and their capacity and know-how can also apply, benefit China and India. That's probably we need to study more, because we see more and more people going overseas. Another challenge I think for China, probably also for India, is that since so many talents are going abroad, what about China and India attract overseas talent to come to work in India and China? Westerners, people that non-Chinese or Indian origin. I don't know what's the percentage of that foreigners working in India.
Very small, yeah.
But in China it's very small, less than 0.5% of big cities like Beijing and Shanghai. So
that's an opportunity.
Yeah, so that's opportunity, also a challenge for the Chinese government and probably the Indian government to attract, non-nationals to come to work in China and India.
Right. Dr. Wang, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.